Maximum tension, Sheinbaum responds with firmness. The confrontation between Mexico and the United States intensifies. The relationship between the United States and Mexico has always been complex, with many parts. From shared history to contemporary challenges, both countries have had to navigate a series of delicate issues. This intricate relationship is shaped by a blend of cooperation and conflict, influenced by geographical proximity and intertwined economies. Throughout the years, both countries have faced challenges and opportunities in areas such as trade, migration, and security. Trade has been a fundamental pillar, with millions of dollars in goods and services crossing the border every day. The North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, and its successor, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, have played crucial roles in shaping economic ties. Migration, on the other hand, has been a topic of constant debate, with changing policies and humanitarian challenges. Security has also been a shared concern, with joint efforts to combat crime and drug trafficking. Both nations have worked together on various initiatives to ensure the safety and well-being of their citizens. Despite some tensions, cooperation and dialogue have been key to maintaining a constructive and beneficial relationship for both nations. Diplomacy and bilateral agreements have allowed for significant progress in areas of mutual interest. Cultural exchanges and community projects have also fostered a deeper understanding and stronger bonds between the people of both countries. In a day marked by diplomatic and economic tension, with significant implications for international trade, the President of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, took the stage to address the nation, and was quick to respond to the surprising and controversial decision of the President of the United States, Donald Trump, to impose new tariffs of 25% on Mexican exports, a move that could significantly impact the economy. Far from being intimidated by the threat coming from the White House, Sheinbaum showed an unwavering stance, challenging the aggressive trade measures that have disrupted the relationship between both nations. The Mexican government has made it clear that it will not be intimidated and is preparing to take strong measures in defense of the country's economic and political sovereignty. In her public address, the Mexican president expressed her firm rejection of Washington's decision, emphasizing the importance of maintaining fair trade practices between the neighboring countries. She called the new tariffs a direct violation of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, also known as USMCA, which was designed to foster economic cooperation and mutual benefit. Sheinbaum stressed that there is no justification for this measure, highlighting the potential negative impacts on bilateral relations. She considers the tariffs transgressive and harmful not only for Mexico's economy, but also for the stability and growth of the entire region. This decision, she argued, undermines the spirit of cooperation and shared prosperity that the USMCA was meant to promote for North America. During her speech at the National Palace, the President made it clear that her government would not submit to unilateral policies that could threaten the nation's economic and political stability. The conflict broke out when, from the White House, Trump justified the new tariffs under the premise that trade with Mexico and Canada represents a threat to the national security of the United States. However, far from yielding to pressure, Sheinbaum responded with a decisive political maneuver. She called a public assembly in Mexico City, where she detailed the actions her government will take to counteract the economic aggression. In her speech, the president reiterated that if the tariffs were maintained, Mexico would be forced to take reciprocal decisions, which could include tariff and non-tariff measures against U.S. exports. She also remarked that Mexico would seek to diversify its trade relations, particularly with other allied countries, and strengthen cooperation with Canada, its closest partner. In this sense, she highlighted that the trade relationship with Canada has been crucial, especially in strategic sectors such as mining, renewable energy, and manufacturing, which have experienced sustained growth during her administration. Mexico has demonstrated in recent years its ability to adapt to changes in the global landscape, establishing trade relations with various nations, especially in key sectors such as manufacturing, energy, and agriculture. Canada, one of Mexico's main trading partners, has been a key ally in this process, and both countries have strengthened their ties in areas such as mining, renewable energy, and manufacturing. This close collaboration between Mexico and Canada has allowed not only the creation of jobs and investment in strategic projects, but also greater economic stability in the region, which could be threatened by Trump's protectionist policy. In addition, strengthening the relationship with countries like China has been key to the diversification of the Mexican economy. With the opening of new trade routes, Mexico has reduced its dependence on oil exports, diversifying its economy and boosting higher value-added sectors, such as advanced manufacturing and agro-industrial products. Through a strategic collaboration with the Chinese government, headed by President Xi Jinping, Sheinbaum has managed to diversify Mexican exports, especially in the agro-industrial and manufacturing sectors, boosting bilateral trade in a balanced way. The impact of Sheinbaum's policies has also been evident in Mexico's domestic sphere. Since the beginning of her administration as head of government, she has promoted important economic and social reforms that seek to improve the living conditions of Mexicans and reduce economic inequality. Her government has opted for a sustainable economic model, focused on promoting renewable energy and reducing dependence on fossil fuels. In addition, it has focused on the formalization of employment and the improvement of wages, especially for women and informal workers, which has had a positive impact on the quality of life of millions of people. One of the key projects under her administration has been the expansion of infrastructure in Mexico. In particular, the construction of the Mayan train, which has become a symbol of its focus on regional economic development and sustainability. The construction of a modern rail network is also part of her vision to strengthen the Mexican economy and promote public transport throughout the country. At the international level, Sheinbaum's position has been clear. Mexico will not submit to the hegemony of any power. Under her leadership, Mexico has positioned itself as a key player in international geopolitics, strengthening its relations with Latin America and other regional blocs. In this context, it has promoted regional integration and cooperation in areas such as trade, security, and sustainable development. In addition, Mexico has played an active role in international forums such as the United Nations, advocating for global policies that address economic inequalities and environmental challenges. The defense of human rights and climate justice have been pillars of its foreign policy, which has allowed Mexico to consolidate itself as a global leader on these issues. Faced with Trump's economic attack, Sheinbaum's response has been clear and firm. Mexico will not be intimidated by Washington's attempts to impose its unilateral agenda. In a multipolar world, Mexico has the necessary tools to face the challenges that arise, and Sheinbaum has made it clear that they will not hesitate to defend the country's sovereignty at all costs. In short, the confrontation between Mexico and the United States has intensified with the imposition of tariffs by Donald Trump. However, under the leadership of Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexico has shown that it will not give in to external pressure and will continue to defend its sovereignty and national interests. As the world continues to change, Mexico seems willing to take a more proactive role on the international stage, seeking new alliances and opportunities that strengthen its economy and global influence. Mexico, now more than ever, reaffirms itself as an important actor in international politics, defending its principles and aspirations without fear of the challenges that lie ahead.